Team. I believe one of the most important things an adolescent can learn is what it means to be on a team. This means working with your teammates together towards a common goal, and this also means collaboration. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Pizzi, and for my senior project, I researched the benefits of team sports. So, firstly, one of the biggest benefits of team sports, of course, is physical activity. You know, getting in regular exercise every day is very important. But also, what people don't tend to look to as much is the psychological benefits. First of all, the emotional benefits such as self-esteem and self-confidence, but also to me, one of the most important benefits is the social benefits. Because you know, when you're on a team, you're socializing with peers that all share a similar interest as you, and you get this sense of belongingness and community, which is really important to have, especially towards that middle school age group that is very vulnerable. That's what I studied the most. But then also as we progress into our high school years, student athletes see a huge benefit in their academic grades and scores. When student athletes are in season, their academic grades and test scores are significantly higher than when they're off season. Also very common in female student athletes is they tend to abstain from peer pressure of drugs and alcohol. But this was just the research of my project, not really the fun stuff. But when it came down to thinking about what I wanted to do for my project, I knew I wanted to do something fun with kids, but also something to do with something that I'm really passionate about, and that was field hockey for me. So I started thinking about it, and then I thought, what if I did a field hockey camp? You know, I figured I've been to so many field hockey camps over the past so many years I've been playing. I figured I could probably pull off a pretty good one. But you know, if I were to do this camp, I knew I wanted to make it free, because not all families can afford what I can, you know? These camps are extremely pricey, so I knew I wanted to make it free. But on the other hand, I wanted to make sure I had t-shirts, because as my sister says, what's a camp without a free t-shirt? Which I think is pretty true. So with this, I knew I'd have to find donations, and I'd have to call sponsors for money. And this definitely was a challenge in itself, let me tell you. I had to conquer my fear of talking to people on the phone. And just to be honest, I probably stared at the phone for a solid 5 hours until I actually started calling people. But you know, I'm really glad I did, because it definitely paid off. So these are all my sponsors. I didn't think I'd get as much as I did. I thought I'd probably get enough to support maybe 15 girls to go, but you know, I raised nearly $500, and this supported all 27 girls that signed up to go. And I'm so thankful to all my sponsors that helped me out. So just another huge shout out to them. You know, if you're ever hungry and you want a pizza, you go to Pizza Man. Or you know, if you're ever looking to buy a house, you can call my man Steve at Century 21. And just say thank you for helping support the local field hockey camp. It would mean a lot. So anyway, so once I had my, all this money that I collected from these various sponsors, I knew in that moment, I was like, wow, you know, I really have to make this camp great. All these parents were telling me that their kids were so excited, and they really wanted to go, and they were like, oh, thank you so much for this opportunity. And just in that moment, I knew I had to make this memorable. So maybe next year, someone else can do it, and I can pass the torch to them. Which I think I did. I think I did a good job. So this was the camp. You know, just moving on a little bit. So at the camp, I was able to plan all the drills that I've loved from previous years, all my favorite drills and all my favorite games. And you know, I really wanted to make this the best camp
That's okay.
Anyway, you know, I really wanted to make this the best camp I could. I wanted to make it fun, and I figured, you know, what would it be like if I was a 6th or 7th grader? You know, and I tried to put myself in their shoes, and I think I did. But you know, I couldn't have couldn't have done this camp without help, of course, by the amazing boat field hockey community, which I didn't even realize we had. They're absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to first off my thank yous with my coach and mentor, Tracy Berube. She was so great. She's a great coach and a great friend, and I really thank you for helping me out with this. And then I also like to thank the middle school coach, Julie Garrett, for supplying the equipment. And then I also like to thank the JV coach for coming, Becca Cleary. And then I would also like to thank, last but certainly not least, the girls on my field hockey team. I asked the girls on my team to come and help me out and just be the counselors, you could say, for my camp. And I'm so grateful that I got 6 to 8 of them each day to go on both of my 2 sessions to come and help me out. It was really great. Because they came, they allowed me to create a really fun and relaxing environment for the girls. And the girls that attended were able to look up to my varsity girls, well, me too, and they could aspire to be them someday, and they could look up to them. And I'm so grateful that I had them there. So I just want to switch gears a little bit and talk about my community connection really quick. I did my community connection and service at the Bow Youth Center, where I played team sports with the kids. The kids were from 3rd grade to 4th graders, and I'll tell you, it definitely gave me a different perspective being with them. They definitely had a different kind of enthusiasm, you could say. It was really cool for me personally to see like the beginning of like an athlete's career being like the 3rd and 4th graders, which I think is the perfect time to start sports, and then the middle, which is like middle schoolers, which I did for my project, and then lastly, where I am right now and my fellow teammates. I thought it was really cool to see that. So that's what I did for my community connection. I'm really grateful I got to do that. So thank you, Lauren Daigle, for that as well. And then, so going back to my camp. So when I was reflecting upon my camp, it really amazed me how all these girls could come together and just play together, and they got along so nice. And I had to remind myself as well, not all these girls knew each other. Quite a few of them were new to the school district. Some of them were from Dumbarton, and some of them have just never played before. And I just thought it was so amazing that these girls were accepted so quick, and it really took me away. And they were all just there for their passion for field hockey, which is something they have in common with me. A little bit about myself. This is my 7th year playing field hockey. I love it so much. Ever since I started playing, I couldn't stop. This is the first and only sport I fell in love with, and I'm so grateful for that. On the team, I have so many great memories just of being with my teammates, and like 20 years down the road, I'll be looking back upon my high school years and middle school years, and I'll remember field hockey with such amazing memories. I'll remember that the time we won in playoffs against Pelham and we were the underdogs. I'll remember the time when we crushed Bishop Brady. And this is what I think is one of the biggest benefits of team sports, is the memories that you make. And I'm so grateful that I'll have these memories. But also, what I think is one of the biggest benefits is, of course, just being on a team. I'm so grateful for, like as I said, the girls on my team. It's the friendships that you make, which is what I told my middle school girls in my camp. It's these bonds that you make, and they're just so important because I'm so glad that I made these friends. As I was saying. So these were the girls that went to my camp. So grateful for them. It was amazing. But as my senior year, I know will go by extremely quick, and I know my season will definitely come to an end of field hockey really quick. I know that the end of this field hockey season will not mark the end of my field hockey journey. And I just like to quickly close off just saying my message to all the parents in the room that tell their kids, and all the teachers in the room to tell their students, and all the students in the room to tell your peers, to get involved. Get involved in our community. We have such a great one, and I really, as I told my middle school girls that went, I really don't want you to miss out. It doesn't have to be team sports. It could be anything. Just get involved in our community. Thank you.